Caitlin. So here, ready to share some stuff with you. This is a really random live. I wasn't really planning it, but I had been working on a box top. That's what this is, and a couple of my friends I showed the pictures to, they wanted to see a tutorial, so I'm gonna do a tutorial since I was working on the next box top anyways. But right now, I'm going to get all set up so I can see you guys' comments. I don't know if anybody will be on this live because I did not plan for it, like I said, and I didn't even announce it or do any of the usual stuff for it. I think I just posted to my Instagram stories, and that was it. So, you know, it is what it is. If it's just me here by myself, then it's just me here by myself. But at least this way there will be a tutorial on how I did this, saved. So that you guys will get to see how I made this box. So, to start out with, I got this book off of thriftbooks.com called The Collage Discovery Workshop. Hi, Caitlin. This is a really, really, really cool book, you guys. Like, I wasn't expecting to like it so much. I just kind of wanted to fill my cart so that I could get the free shipping. So I added this in there, and it is like a super neat book with lots of really good techniques and stuff. And I've been playing around with some of the stuff in here. And she has a full tutorial on how I made this box top. This is the one, Architectural Freeze. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to share it with you guys and how I did it. So you can kind of see. But I highly, highly recommend this book. Especially if you're trying to get more, I don't know, out of the box with your mixed media. This was really cool. This is called The Collage Discovery Workshop by Claudine Helmuth. So, the only thing I did off camera to get this box top ready, and you guys could do this on canvas or any hard surface that'll hold up to some abuse because you're going to abuse it a little bit, was stick this book page down. I use soft gloss gel. You can use Mod Podge. Mod Podge. Sounds so weird. I know I'm saying it weird now because I overthought it. But it doesn't really matter what you use, but you gotta glue your paper down to the background. That's the important step. It also has to be really dry before you do the next step. Otherwise, you're just gonna kind of make a mess. And then you need some masking tape. And I'm just gonna randomly like stick this down, and sometimes this will work and sometimes it won't. It just kind of depends. You want to try to avoid getting like your glue on top of the paper, but I was kind of haphazard when I did this, so I got it on the top, but it still works. It just takes a little bit more of encouragement, and you're just going to rip up the paper like that. So it's just going to distress like the background. And sort of break up that paper, which is going to lead to a really cool effect in the next step. I hope you guys are doing well, having fun this Saturday night. So that didn't really do anything. So let's try it again. When I did this the first time, I had glue like over the top of everything, like in a big solid layer, and it still worked. I still got these really cool variations. Like you can see back here, wherever this like darker brown color is where the paper came up from. So it still works. It just like, it took a bit of like heating up the masking tape with my fingers to get like a really good adhesion. And sometimes it doesn't work, and that's okay. But it worked this time. But I thought it would be fun to take a break. I know I haven't been on in a while because I took a little mental health break because I was going through some stuff. I wasn't feeling very well, and that was really sort of taking an impact on my general well-being. Didn't think that part was going to work. So it's good. I took a break, and I still did some crafty things. I worked on a journal for a little bit. You guys will see that coming up soon. I have a swap with Lori at Terrific Tomes. So we're swapping. So you'll see the book I made for that. This tape is done. Try not to get discouraged if it doesn't come up. It just means that there's too much glue in that spot. But I thought it'd be fun. Since I'm making a couple of these because I have some gifting to do, I thought it would be fun to share with you guys a process. Because whether it's mixed media or journals, you guys asked to see the process more than anything else. So, here we are. But I know, like, it took me a little bit to get this down. Don't even sweat it if, like, you get down to the base, because that's going to get covered up too. So, we're fine with that. I don't know, it took me a little bit to get this down. It took me 2 hours to do the first box. It shouldn't take that long this time, but who knows? If you guys are crafting tonight, what are you working on? I have surprisingly finished my kit for the next month for the design team. So they're going to be shook because that's twice now I've been on time, and that's impressive. For me. I mean, not for anybody else. Other people are efficient. I am not. I don't know, there hasn't been much else going on. I have been doing some, like, critical thinking, and I know I've talked about this a couple of times on these live streams, but I think I decided I'm going to fold the Den of the Wanderer, which is my witchy YouTube channel, into this channel, because I feel like I'm kind of dividing my attention, and I can't give either side the attention it deserves, because I'm so split between the two, and, so I dropped the videos that I had recorded literally a year ago, like, a year ago this month, you guys. I recorded some videos there, and I finally dropped those like I said I was going to, probably like 1,200 months ago, because I kept saying I was going to do it, and I didn't. Hey, Lori! But yeah, so I dropped those videos, so those are going to be the last videos on that channel, and then I'm just going to start incorporating segments for that on this channel. So they'll still have the Den of the Wanderer, like, title, and I'll put that in the, like, the main title, too. So this way, like, if you're not into witchy content, you don't have to click on it, because you'll see it there in the title. But I feel like, yeah, I was just sort of defining myself, and I'm not, like, I'm not in the closet, so it was sort of strange to me to have witchy stuff on one channel, and then still do witchy things on this channel, like, make witchy books and stuff, but not, I don't know, but not have, like, witchy content on this channel. So, for the sake of my sanity, we're going to streamline that a little bit better and get them on here, and then hopefully that'll help me, like, refocus on what kind of content I want to make, and then I'll have an easier time making content of all varieties, crafty and witchy, for you guys. Hey, Shayna. No, you didn't actually miss a lot. We just started. The only thing I did, and I did this off camera, was glue this book paper down, and now I'm just tearing it up with some masking tape. Yeah, so I'm just going to move that channel over to this channel, basically. Like, it's not going anywhere, per se. It's just coming here, so it's all in one place. So you don't have to click on a different channel to get those videos. I'm still going to do unboxing videos, although I have to get a new box. Unfortunately, the Sugar Muse boxes I was getting are no longer going to be offered. Christy, the owner of Sugar Muses, had like a family thing. This part won't tear up no matter how much I try, so we're just going to let it go. It's like a family emergency, so she sent out a mass email announcing that they weren't going to be doing those boxes anymore, so now I have to find a new box, which will be fun to go through and figure out which box, suits me best. So I'll get to unbox some new boxes. And once I pick them, I'll put them up on this channel. And then I meant to go refill my spray bottle, but I didn't. So we're actually just going to use Tattered Angels to water this down. And so basically, what you'll need to do next is just pick a paint color to be like your background paint color and water it down. And then you're just gonna like give the background a wash. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to keep up with 2 channels. Like, I really admire the YouTubers who have multiple channels for multiple content types. Like, I mean, props to you. I don't have that wherewithal. I don't know if this is watery enough. It's a box top, Shayna. Yeah, it's much better. Yeah, so what we're making, I'll show you guys again, because some of you guys just joined in. We're making a box top like this. It actually goes to this really pretty jewelry box. So it's just like a bamboo wooden box. And I'm kind of glad that I decided I was going to paint them when I bought them. Like, I found a bunch for, like, real super cheap at Ross. I had already decided I was going to paint the tops of them. But then, whatchamacallit, when I went and took the, like, the whole label wrapping and everything off, it was so sticky that, like, I couldn't get the stickiness off of the bamboo top for, like, the life of me. So I was like, well, what the freak, you know? So after some swearing, I realized that I was going to turn this into a mixed media project and was less mad about there being a super sticky top. Because I was just going to cover it up anyways. Yeah, so I actually, I bought this really cool book, Shayna, you'll like it, called The Collage Discovery Workshop by Claudine Helmuth. I got this on Thrift Books. It was like $4. And the technique I'm going to show you guys is in that book. And it's like a collage freeze sort of thing. Okay, so we dropped down our wash of color, and then we're just going to wipe off the excess. And if you want it to be like a darker color, you can come back in and add more color to it. That's up to you guys. And you can see like where there wasn't glue on the tops, or where we tore up the pages is what's going to pick up the color the most. But you can definitely go in and add more color if you want certain spots to be darker. Yeah, you told me that lighter fluid thing before. And I should like consider that, but I covered it up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know, Lori, to like annoy me endlessly, to drive all my like OCD compulsions to the extreme. Because I don't know about you guys, but like if I see stickers on surfaces, I have to like pick them off. So when I worked for the grocery store, I used to like peel off the stickers that were on the counters and stuff that they put down as promotional material until they wouldn't stick down proper, and we'd have to pick it up anyways because I just can't stand to see stickers like in places they're not supposed to be. Okay, so if you're wearing headphones, I suggest you take them off because we're gonna heat dry this so we can move on to the next step real quick. It doesn't have to be like super dry either for this next step, but drier the better. No, you made it, dude, and I'm glad you're here. Okay, so for this next step, I'm gonna use some rub-ons. If you had like fussy cut images and stuff like that, that would also work. But I have like 5 packets of these architecture rub-ons that aren't getting the use that they should. So let's see. I already have a kind of in mind what I want to use for this, but maybe not. Oh gosh. So I want this lady out of here. She's like a strong lady. And the lady that I'm going to give this to is also a strong lady. Sorry, I could have probably prepped these before I started, but I didn't, so here we are. And you're not even watching me fussy cut because I'm cutting way off camera. So I love these. They could not put them closer together if they tried. Okay. So we'll set all that aside. So I think she's going to look really cool right here. I'm going to try to work as fast as possible because this is a long process. I need my bone folder as my popsicle stick because I don't know what happened to all my popsicle sticks. And then instead of being responsible and like taping this down so it doesn't move, I'm just going to give myself like early onset arthritis and lock my fingers in place. And hope for the best. Okay, like, I guess this spot right here is still a little wet or something. I don't know. It is not working. Even though I'm really digging in here. So we're going to move on. Because it's going to probably get covered up anyways. I'm not worried. It's not that serious. Because this, like, whole technique is going to give you, like, an aged wall sort of look. So, if it looks distressed, that's good. Hey, Michelle. 12 on a Sunday. Man, what's it like in the future? Are things better yet? That's a lot to ask of the future, I know, but I'm gonna ask anyways. I tried to go later because I know that a lot of my audience is in Australia, actually, in Australia and the US, and then the UK. So I tried to go later because I know that I've been going a little bit earlier, and it's been like 6 in the morning for you guys. So hopefully this is better. If not, I can go back to doing 6 in the morning shows for you guys. Okay. So yeah, that transferred out nice. And then, what else do we want to put here? I think, let's see if we can get this V strong in there. Oh, and then I cut this film up into pieces, so now I gotta track it down. It's not by that. What's on this one? The hard part too is I probably already used it and don't even remember. No, this is up top. Also up top. No, it's here. Oh, of course. Alright. hope everyone's having a good weekend at least. Yeah, I don't know. What else was I going to say today? I'm going to fold the channels together. That was a channel announcement. I'm going to have a journal coming up soon. Oh, I'm only 10 subscribers away from 2,500, which is bananas to me. I'm having a really hard time, like, fathoming it. But that's really neat. So, like, thank you guys for being there, hanging in, subscribing. That really means a lot. I never would have imagined this. I still remember, like, when I did the subscriber video, when I was blown away when I hit 2. Like, crossing 1,000 subscribers was, like, bananas to me. And I thought it was going to be impossible. And now here we are at 2,500. Oh, no. Well, I appreciate you using the last of the energy in your phone to watch this. But yeah, that's crazy, guys. So thank you so much for 2,500 or nearly 2,500. That's awesome. We're gonna have to do some kind of giveaway soon. Hopefully, I'll have an idea when we actually do cross that mark. But until that time, I just thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Like, it just really makes my day that you guys are here and you like the content I have and you stick around. And I met a lot of cool people doing this, and I'm looking forward to, like, the next 2,500 and meeting more people. You know, honestly, Lori, it took me a long time to hit 1,000. Like, a real long time. Like, to the point where I really did think it was going to be impossible. But then, like, after that, I got a lot more traction. So I think the YouTube algorithm is a lot nicer to people over 1,000. And you just have to, like, hang in until you get there. I think I'm going to use these light bulbs, too. Because she's full of bright ideas. I don't know if you guys make sound effects as you craft, but they're kind of necessary to the process. See, I think some light bulbs hanging down here. I'm gonna drop them down just a little bit, because you guys are gonna see how that plays out when we do the other stuff. It's gonna make sense. Promise. We'll do these 3, and then I think we'll set us, because I don't want it to get too crazy. The cool thing about these architectures is they go on really smoothly, so it's not like some other rub-ons where you really gotta fight with them to get them to come off. Like, they go on really easily, provided the background is dry, of course. But they kind of drive me crazy because they come off this paper so easily that, like, you know, they just get on everything else. And then if they touch each other, they just sort of ruin themselves, which is a little frustrating, but they're really cool. Right, I like it. So, let's get this out of the way. I have some, like, colored rub-ons, which I think will add some, like, dimension to it. I've just had a bunch of these, like, sitting in my stash forever. I think Shayna sent me these. So I think I'm going to use this one. It has some good colors, because the rest are kind of not quite right. I really like these buttons. I think those are going to be what we use. And then I also want this butterfly, because it's pretty freaking neat. Oh, there's the cat sneezes. Oh! Sorry, Mandy. Mandy sent me those, you guys. Sorry. I knew somebody I liked sent me them. I just couldn't remember who. Okay. So I'm just going to pop these down randomly. And of course, I'm going to stick them down in a way that makes it hard for me to see what I'm doing. That one stuck too, so we'll get that all on there. Oopsie. I broke it up a bit. That's fine. Maybe I'll stick it up here. Okay. Shut up, Mandy. I did forget momentarily, briefly, but I came back. We're back now. Maybe we're here, yeah. It's hard to think of conversation and focus at the same time. Plus, I only had like 2 announcements, so. That's perfect. So then the next step, and I learned this the hard way because the last time I did not do this step, is to seal this down. I'm going to use that soft gloss gel. You can use your Mod Podge. What up, Jenny? We're doing the thing that you asked me for. Mixed media things. So yeah, so these architectures are actually like pretty permanent, but once you start to put stuff on top of them, they become less permanent, and I learned that the hard way last time and had to make some creative choices to fix those mistakes. So we're just going to throw down like a bunch, only so that we can work quickly and get like a real nice thin layer over the top of them so that it doesn't come up when we do the next step. But you want to like just get like a big glob down and then work quickly over the top, and try not to overwork it because that like ink will activate and come up again. But at least this way your rub-ons will be sealed down. Now you don't have to do this step if you don't use rub-ons, especially if you don't use these. I did 2 announcements. You missed that too. Mostly a thank you for almost hitting 2,500 subscribers, and about how I was going to fold Den of the Wanderer into this channel. How'd your sale go, Jenny? Jenny had a big like sale for her cool lipstick Legion Craft and JC's Apothecary stuff at like a market. So if you haven't checked out her stuff, Jason's Apothecary on Etsy, as well as Lipstick Legion Craft. Cool things. Cover your ears. That's good. Okay, sorry, I have a bunch of bottles on my light, and when they touch the light, they apparently activate. So the lighting gets a little crazy. So, now this is totally dry. And for those of you popping in, this is what we are making, or something similar to it. So, for the very next step, we're gonna need the old Vaseline here. Not sponsored. Although they could sponsor me. That would be cool, but also weird. So you're going to use this Vaseline only on the things that you want to show through. So like your main image, you're going to cover with Vaseline. It's gross, but it's cool. So I'm just going to be pretty liberal here and cover up anything I want to peek through. So I definitely want my main focal image to poke through. So make sure I get her pretty well. I'm not too worried about getting all the buttons and stuff in there. I do want the butterfly to show. Scoop some of that up. I want the words to show, of course. And then I want these lights to show through. But this doesn't have to be perfect, so I'm going to be a little random about it. And that's why I'm not worried about it, because we're going to cover all of this with paint. And then I'm just going to look. I have to lean to the side so I can see where the Vaseline is shining. And pick like some random spots. Just sort of stick the Vaseline down. Get that off my finger. Okay, and then I'm just going to go over the top of this. I'm going to use white. You don't have to use white, but I added like crackle paste to this. And I have this Tim Holtz Distress paste. And it's also white, so it made sense to me to do it all in white. You can do whatever color works out for you. And hopefully I have enough paint for this. I might have to get up and get another bottle of white. Like, I have paint, of course, but I don't know. This bottle is almost out. And then you're just going to go over the top. And again, working quickly, because you don't want to, like, rub in the Vaseline into the paint. Like, you don't want to mix that up while you're going. I'm just going to paint a nice thin layer over the top of everything. I know this might be like a little heart-stoppy moment for you guys. It's hard to like cover up your entire piece that you work on. But trust me, it's going to come out, and it's going to come out cool. This was way more than enough paint. I don't know what I was tripping on. Alright, so I'm just going to go around the edges to make sure there aren't any like little globby bits. And then this has to dry. We're not going to air dry it. I'm going to try to be judicious, so, because you don't want to actually get it super hot, because then the Vaseline will melt and spread. But the good thing is acrylic paint dries pretty quickly. Quickly enough for me to clean up my mess. Not actually that quickly, but I wish. Lori, it is a little heart-stopping. I will admit, like, It's kind of hard, and it's one of the challenges, I guess, in mixed media, especially when you do techniques like this, to just be willing to like go on faith and hope that things will come out for the best. Why does it seem like there's more paint on this than there was on the table? I don't know about good. I think I just take the advice of my immortal goddess of a teacher, Miss Frizzle, who said, take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. Oh, I scratched it. No worries. I need that on a t-shirt. That's like my life motto. How did I paint myself? Like, I don't know how this goes. The other day when I worked on the other box, I got glue like all the way up to my shoulder. So when I went to go get my vaccine shot, like, the pharmacist was like, hey, you got a little something on your shoulder. And I was like, fuck. So weird. Can't just be like a normal person who goes to get their shot. No, I have to be the person with glue on their skin from their art project. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're gonna help this along a little bit. Cover your ears or earphones out. But remember, you don't want to melt the Vaseline because it's gonna spread everywhere. You just want to dry the paint. So we're gonna come from way up high. She wasn't like weirded out, but I was upset by my shenanigans, for sure. Like art problems. I'm gonna resist the temptation to get closer. You can already see like it's starting to lift where the Vaseline is. Okay, and then I don't know why I only grabbed one baby wipe, like I was only gonna need one, because this is where it gets messy. So let's see. Okay, so now that it's pretty much mostly dry, I'm not worried about this part because it's just gonna add to it. We're just gonna wipe it off. And wherever you put that Vaseline down, it's gonna lift off. You might have to go over this like a few times to make sure that you get it all up. But you get this really cool like peeled paint old wall effect. And you can see like the amount of like working over of this that we have to do to get this paint up. If we hadn't sealed down the rub-ons, they would have come right off. So I'm mostly now not trying to get paint up as I'm trying to make sure I get the Vaseline up, because that will it'll stay on here forever until you wipe it off. So the trick I learned last time was to heat up the surface, because wherever the Vaseline is still sitting is going to be it'll shine. It'll be wet again. So we're just going to go over the top like real briefly, which will also give us a dry surface to work on. And look for any places, like, I don't know if you guys can see, but right here, there's some Vaseline. me see where else. So I see a little bit right here and a little bit right here. Okay, so I think that'll be all of the Vaseline. So cool. Now we have our pale paint texture. And you could stop here. That's a cool texture. Intergalactic realms, indeed. It's a really cool technique. That book was like tops. So we have this pale paint texture. You could stop. It's totally cool. I'm gonna not stop here. So what I'm gonna do is the person I'm giving this to, she really likes the color purple, so I'm gonna edge the box in purple, using some Distress Oxide. That'll add like a nice vibrant pop of color, which if you were trying to keep this antique would be counterintuitive, but I am not trying to keep it vintage looking and antique. And then I'm just gonna work it in with my finger. Because it takes a while for Distress Oxide to dry, so there's some work time. I think if I was more inclined, I would also probably finish the top of this in resin so that the whole thing would be like shiny. But I don't have resin and I'm not that inclined. So I could use like a glossy varnish. I have glossy varnish. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. If I do, I'll do that off camera because that's not going to be interesting to watch. But I like this. I like the colors. What I'm going to add now is that texture paste. So it takes it from just being like a peeled paint to like a crackling peeling paint. All right, Janine, thanks for stepping in. Have fun for the rest of your evening. So I'm just going to use a palette knife and this crackle paste. I'm just going to go over the areas that are white and add this texture in. And you can be like as heavy-handed or as sparing as you want to be. Keep in mind if you use Distress inks, they're going to soak into whatever white thing you put on top. They're going to pick up that color, or this paste is going to pick up that color. So if you don't want that to happen, I would use paint or permanent ink. But like I said, the person I'm giving this to really likes purple, so she's not going to be mad about purple crackles, and I'm not either. And then tips for crackle paste: if you want really tiny cracks, go really thin. If you want really big cracks, go heavier. Just keep in mind if you have heavier, like a heavier application, it's going to take longer to dry, like all the way through. And then this part's like just pretty therapeutic and nice. Because there's really no wrong way to do it. And then the more we work it, the more we're going to pull that color in. So we're going to get some of that color seeping further into the design picture, which will just help tie it all in. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you try this? I bet it'll be like a cool technique. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could even try it just in regular paper crafts. Like, if you were going to apply this to journaling, you could do tags like this with that paint texture on top. That would be cool. Covers done like this would be cool. That'll give us a good... And then maybe we'll go a little bit off script and just sort of work it into some of these places where we don't have anything. Or we do. We'll just age up this background a little bit more. Mostly because I just like playing with crackle paste, honestly. That's the entire motivation here. Yeah, it has changed a little bit since you were last here. Just a tad, though. I mean, honestly, it's hardly noticeable. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry, and while I'm talking, it will start to crackle, and you guys will see how that looks before we get off here. So the other thing I want to do, I think, is add some sparkle. So I have some gold ink. I have silver ink too, somewhere. The question is it accessible? Or is it in the other room? Oh, nope, it's right here. We're gonna use silver. I think silver will go better with the color purple I've chosen. Oh my gosh, Shayna, you missed so much. So, to get the peeled paint texture, I went over the whole image that I wanted to save, like the parts I wanted to save, with Vaseline. And then I painted it all, and then I let the paint dry, and then I wiped off the paint, and then everything that had Vaseline on it came off and left that white texture in the background. These are all rub-ons. Man, you missed everything. What a time to go to Deanna. That's okay, though. I'm going to save the video, too, so you can come back to it. Don't worry. So let's see. Get some silver down. Wonder what my cat is doing. Looks like mischief. I'm just going to get a paintbrush that I have already damaged. And just add some sparkles. Which definitely won't show up because it's silver. But trust me, they're here. This is the most ridiculous you've been all day. So I appreciate you making all the noise right now. Let's see. And then, let's see. I hope that's picking up. I didn't need all this ink. That was kind of a waste. But, let's see. Smokey! Oh my gosh. Sorry, cat. Cat. Ugh. Chaos incarnate. I knew he was coming this way, but I was not prepared for him to jump right then. Oh, you're sitting for your grand cat. So sweet. Look, I appreciate Smokey, and all he does for me, he does not need to put his 2 cents into this, so. And watch, now because I threw him off the table, he's going to start running around and, like, howling. Singing the song of his people. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Like, it's starting to crackle. Maybe. I don't know. This lighting is not the best lighting, but it's lighting. Oh my gosh. There's cat hair in every product I make. That's what makes it special. That's the little something extra. You know, that little je ne sais quoi. Is cat hair. So I love the silver. I like how that came out. It's definitely adding some light to this because that background is dark. So that silver really brings up some light. And then I think I grabbed them already. If not, I'm going to have to make the forever trek. Haha. I have art pebbles. And soft gloss gel. It is the Tim Holtz Ranger Distress Crackle Paste. Okay, so art pebbles are from Prima. They're basically just like glass or plastic cabochons. Cabochons? Bubble dome things. So I think they're going to be pretty cool, just sort of randomly arranged on here. It's going to add some like visual interest, plus they magnify whatever you put on them. So I think I'm going to put this on the top of the number 1, actually. I'm going to stop setting it onto wet texture paste and ink for starters. And then I'm going to recognize how dirty my fingers are as I dirty the top of it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to come back and wipe this down afterwards. But I'm just going to use my palette knife to drop a generous amount of soft gloss gel. This would probably work better with a hard gloss gel, but I only have the soft in this room. What was the second pronunciation? I've already forgotten. I'm going to say that word wrong forever and ever for as long as I live. I think... Can you still see her ball like this? I think you can. Push that down. Remind myself to wipe up the extra glue, which isn't super necessary, but because it'll just add like texture and it'll dry clear, but I still don't want it there. Cabochon. So just pretend to be French and say it with a horrible accent. And that's how you properly say that word. I want some of these smaller ones. So always work in odds. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Odd sets of 3s is always good. Or if you're going evens, you want to do something that is squared. So 4s, 8s, stuff like that. Come on, tiny little bastard. These are cracking me up. So let's see. I'm going to group these guys together. I think those two together is fine. And then I wish one of these light bulbs was round, because that would have been perfect. But that's okay. We're going to come up to this corner. Probably pop this down. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That I like, because it has the 6. It's got 4. But you know what we'll do? We'll do this, and then I'll add something else to it. Pop that bad boy down. And there's absolutely no purpose to these other than to add, like, visual interest. And dimension. And that's fine. Sometimes things don't have to be purposeful, they just have to be intentional. Okay. Say perfection. Perfection. Jeez. That took me a hot minute. Alright. So let's see. Yeah, totally. Those little aquarium pebbles would work. Yeah, you don't need the fancy Primo ones. I bought them before I knew what they were, and then when I got them, I was like, oh. So, not quite what I was hoping for. But, I mean, they're cool. They're just not something I turn to a lot because they are so dimensional. I thought they were going to be like little tiny plastic pebbles. And don't mind me while I root through my mess. Because I thought that I had a bunch of silver moons like this. But now I don't see it, which of course means I'm just going to find it in a couple days and be mad. So maybe we'll use glass glitter instead. What do I think about it? I'm going to do this. Oh, you think the stars? Yeah, maybe let's do the stars. Okay, and then I need a paintbrush that is small, but not one that I actually paint with. I think this guy. And the glossy accents. I'm going to use glossy accents for these just because I trust soft gloss gel, but I don't think it's going to stick the way that I want it to stick for these little tiny things. But I need a sharp thingy. Where's my sharp thingy? Ah. Maybe they're the ones you sent? Possibly? Oh, the glass glitter? Yeah, that's the one you sent. Yeah, microbeads are legit too. So I'm just gonna get a little dollop of this out there. And then let's see. I'm just gonna do this with a paintbrush. That may be ill-advised. But I don't have the best tweezers, you guys. I have actually really janky tweezers. They're little plastic tweezers that I got like in a set of other things. And they're kind of the worst. But they'll work. I'll do this like it's coming out of her hand. Yeah, I think I actually like the stars. That was a good call, Shayna. Because I know I didn't use the gold for the splatters, but I think the gold is adding some nice color. Ta-da! Either you sent it to me or I got it off AliExpress. We'll grab some of these guys. So I buy a lot of nail art stuff there because it makes really cool like shaker pocket inserts and just general journal embellishments. Ooh, so difficult with your crap tweezers. Is the glue even on here? There we go. Let's put one over her head. Because she's a goddess. Where'd it go? Hmm. Turn over. So yeah, at this point, it's just fussy decorating stuff. And it's totally up to you guys. That's up to your discretion on how you would apply that. Nothing special about it. I mean, it makes it special. Ow, I hit my head on the camera. I'm okay. I appreciate your concern. It makes it special for sure, but there's nothing to it except to embellish away. And I'm working in groups of 3s with these stars to carry over that theme, which will work out really well, given that I went evens and did 6 of the little pebbles. Even though I grouped them into 4. And this is what I think about when I design, which is why I don't really do a lot of these. See? Song of the People. Was that your fishy? So that's Nico. That's my girl cat. She'll pick up her old fishy, which is like the first toy that I bought her when I moved to here. She's the one who sneezes. And she'll walk around the house with it in her mouth and just meow. Okay. That wasn't enough. But I don't want to pour out more. So stick. There we go. This one? I guess so. They could be fairy lights, which kind of works. But yeah, so that's it. All this left is to let this dry. And then if I want to later on, I might come back and top coat this. I don't know if I will because I sealed down those images with a with that soft gloss gel before putting the Vaseline on it. So they're not going anywhere. And the soft gloss gel is going to work as a sealant on its own. That's pretty neat. And you can see like the crackles are starting to come through real nice now. So I'm just going to let that finish drying. And that is our completed piece. And it only took me, what, like an hour this time? It took me 2 hours the first time because I had no idea what I was doing and I was trying to follow a tutorial and stuff like that. But that's really neat. So I'm really loving how that came out. It's gonna be a great gifto. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this little mixed media moment and going through this with me. Hopefully you learned some cool stuff that you guys can use for your own projects. If you did, totally tag me because I want to see that. I love seeing the stuff that you guys make. Tag me even if you weren't inspired because I just want to see it and I don't want to miss it. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Any questions, comments, thoughts, and things? Thank you so much, Shayna. This is gonna be neat. I'm kind of stoked. I have 2 more boxes to do. I don't know. I don't think I'll do them on live because it'll just be redundant and it's just me talking into the void. And I mean, as much as I love doing these lives, sometimes I get a little weirded out by the fact that I'm just talking to myself and waiting for like responses to come. Not that I don't dislike it. I like it. It's just sort of a strange feeling to be live. But this is fun. I had a fun time. And maybe I'll post all the pictures of all the boxes when I finish on Instagram. That'll be a good idea. That's cool, Lori. I'm glad that you learned something. And Shayna, you can have a seat. You can just have a seat. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. That's it for this live. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, I appreciate your faces. Bye.